Sasha, before this tournament, you took time to spend time with children with diabetes. Can you tell us a little bit about your work, the work that your foundation does and what you did here?
Yeah, it was our first international event outside of Germany or Austria, the German-speaking region. And it was interesting to see how many kids showed up, how many parents showed up, and the stories that they told us, you know, they drove for multiple hours in the car just to be at the event. And it was very heartwarming to see. Obviously, you know, I've been a diabetic since I'm 4 years old. I've been a diabetic for a lot of years now, and the kids, you know, they're only starting their journey now. And I think, you know, just having someone there that they can maybe see and they can maybe, you know, not look up to, because I don't like that phrase, but kind of just see that, okay, he's a professional athlete. He's been told that it's not possible to do what he's doing right now, and he kind of made it. I think that is very special for those kids. And yeah, we played a lot of tennis together. We, you know, did questions, we did pictures, we did, you know, everything that the kids wanted to do, and it was great fun.
How have you dealt with type 1 diabetes over your career, and because it started very early on for you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember a life without diabetes. You know, so obviously when you become an adult, your body stops changing as much, and you become more stable with your insulin levels and with your glucose levels as well. And maybe it becomes a little bit easier, but obviously in a young age, I was struggling, of course, like anybody would. You know, my glucose levels were never stable. It was very difficult to play sports, but you know, I'm happy that I kind of took the path that I did, and where I am now.
How do you deal with it today?
I mean, look, the technology obviously improved, like in everywhere else, right? So nowadays we almost don't have to measure our sugar manually at all anymore. We have a sensor that is on my body, and I can just check my phone or check another device for my glucose levels. So that's easier to do in the matches, you know. That's easier than to poke your finger every once in a while. Obviously, you know, sometimes I have to take glucose, sometimes I have to take insulin to myself to be at the right levels. But again, I don't remember a life without it. So for me, it became normality. Of course, I do hope that the technology keeps on improving, and I do hope that at some point we maybe don't have to inject insulin at all, and it will just be through technology, all of it. But for now, it is what it is, and we have to manage it.
Of course, for our viewers, when it's most visible is when you know, sit down during the match and take out a little bag. Can you explain what that does and what you do in those moments?
Well, that's my insulin bag, right? So if my sugar goes up too much, I have to inject myself. Sometimes the sensor obviously loses the Bluetooth connection to me because I'm too far away from the cord. So I do have to measure manually sometimes. If my sugar is too low, I have to take a glucose gel. You know, if it's too high, I have to inject myself. Yeah, that's basically what I do.
When did you decide to make it public, and why did you do that?
I was very insecure about it for a very long time. I got bullied at school for it as well, because, you know, kids, they don't really understand limits. They don't understand where the fun kind of stops in a way. So, you know, when they're mad or when they're trying to argue or fight with you, they use whatever they can. And a lot of the times it was my diabetes, it was my insulin, it was my measure devices, you know, that would get broken. And I was very insecure about it, you know, even when I was going out on dates or even when I was with my friends, a lot of them didn't even know that I was diabetic, because I just didn't want anybody else to know, because I was so insecure of what people might think about it. People might think that I'm sick till death, which is not true, you know. And then when I got injured in 2022, you know, I had a lot of time, and I had a lot of time on reflecting, kind of, in a way. And I was thinking to myself, look, there's a lot of kids and there's a lot of parents that are in the same position that I was, and that my mom was, and my dad was. And if they see that anything is possible, I think it would help them. And I think it is something that is obviously very close to my heart. And yeah, I'm happy to see, you know, so many faces. I'm happy to see so many kids travel from all over Spain or all over Germany to come to our events and to attend them. It's a great thing to see, and that's obviously one part of our foundation. But the second part that is even more important to me is, you know, not all countries work as well, and medical care is not as good as in the US, you know, in Germany and Spain and France, or whatever, European countries in general. And a lot of the times, if somebody gets diabetes, if a kid gets diabetes, they just simply die because they don't have the necessary tools, they don't have the necessary medicine for it to live a long and normal life. So obviously, we want to go into those regions as well. We want to go into the African regions, into the South American regions, and the Asian regions, to really provide anybody that is in need with insulin, with testing stripes, with anything basically that you need to have a normal life with diabetes. So I hope that, you know, we're still at the beginning. We're still, you know, not all over the world, but we are in some of those regions already. But yeah, I hope we can still grow and hope we can still make a difference.
Is it a coincidence that you had your first international event for your foundation in Madrid, a city that means so much to you tennis-wise?
I mean, I think it's a coincidence, but still, I mean, the event was so big, I didn't expect it to be.
Really?
I mean, obviously, I'm German, right? So, right, I'm known in Germany. I'm known in the German-speaking region. We had some events in Austria as well, and stuff like that. But to see that, you know, so many people would show up in a country where it's not my home, is extremely special. And you know, if I can help in any way outside of Germany as well, I'm happy to do it.
And what does Madrid mean to you tennis-wise? Because this is where you had some of your biggest success.
I mean, it's my favorite court in the world. I keep on saying that every year. I've only lost 2 times here on center court, and it was to the same player, to Alcaraz. So it is very special. I'm looking forward to playing here every year, of course, and I look forward to hopefully playing some good tennis.
Can you explain why it's worked out so well, why you've always felt so comfortable here?
It's a court which is covered in a way, so there's no wind, there's no distractions from the outside. It's clay, which I love, and it's altitude, which helps me in a way. I think those are the 3 reasons.